Trump faces 76.5 years in prison.
Yeah, unbelievable.
In Georgia, 91 counts, 717.5 years overall. Man, these guys, they think he's like a biblical guy. He lives like to 700 years, plus death penalty. So former President Donald Trump could face up to 76. If he's convicted and receives the maximum of all sentenced on 13 counts, he faces the indictment filed by Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fannie Wills late Monday night. Here are the counts. 1 violation of Georgia's RICO, racketeering influence. By the way, this was for the mob, up to 20 years. 5 solicitations of violation of oath by a public officer, up to 3 years. 9 conspiracy to commit impersonating a public officer. 11 conspiracy to commit forgery in the first degree. 13 conspiracy to commit false statement and writings. Conspiracy to commit filings, false statements, that's another 5 years. Conspiracy to commit forgery in the first degree, 7.5 years. Conspiracy to commit false statements and writings, 2.5 years. Filing false documents, 10 years. Solicitation of violation of oath by public officer, false statements of writings, solicitation of violation of oath by public officer, another one. False statements and writing again, 100. So in addition, he faced 136 years and 34 counts in New York case. 450 years and 40 counts in the Miami case.
Oh, my God.
55 years and 4 counts in the federal case in D.C. And Trump could face up to 717 years in prison. The latter charge in D.C. also includes the possibility of death penalty.
Pat, first of all, it's comical at this point. But you know what? Trump should have listened to Chuck Schumer. Remember Chuck Schumer warned him? The Department of Justice has 7 ways a Sunday to get you. And let's just all be clear. Trump didn't try to overturn an election, Pat. He was just suspicious that the left was trying to cheat again. Okay? They were cheating in 2020 with the whole FBI, like stopping the Hunter Biden story and all that stuff with Joe Biden. Hillary Clinton cheated in 2016 when she tried to undermine the election with the whole Russian collusion. And you know what pisses me off out of this, the worst, Pat, is that the Republicans. I'm sick and tired of people like Kevin McCarthy, Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz. All they're doing is barking. If you watch all these judiciary hearings from anything, from the indictments to COVID to everything, they're the biggest sitting there barking and saying they're going to do this. And how many whistles have to be blown? How many whistleblowers? How many smoking guns need to be found, Pat, till they actually do something? Nothing is going on. And that's why it keeps bringing me back to the point that they're all on the same team. Republican, Democrat, same freaking team. One just barks, doesn't bite, and the other one is getting away with murder. And I hope that the independents out there are watching. If you don't see what's going on with Trump right now, you're either a sheep or you're just too dumb to understand what's going on.
I keep staying to my theory, Tom, but you go first. I'll give mine after yours.
So when I look at this, remember we broke down, who was it, Alan Bragg in New York, and how he had inflated everything. Remember that, Pat? We did on the podcast.
Yeah, Alvin Bragg.
Alvin Bragg and the DA of New York. And here's what's happening here. Take away everything that says solicitation and conspiracy. Conspiracy says 2 guys were thinking about it, talking it over. Doesn't say they did it. And solicitation, there's a time and a place for that, and it's called Congress. The only thing you see here is that first count, violation of Georgia RICO Act. So you actually did something. Everything else here is just stuffing the turkey with bread. There's nothing really here except that one big count. And they are attempting to make everything seem better by adding up all these years. This would never happen. If you and me were indicted like this in Georgia, the 76 years would go down to a year and a half for RICO if we were convicted. This is fluff. They are fluffing and puffing up just like Bragg did in New York City. So when people hear about this, you have to realize just how politicized this is and what is really a count here and what is really, and also conspiracy, 7 of those, 3 solicitations. It's ridiculous. Conspiracy and solicitation, even if you prove it, people go, okay, so Tom and Pat talked about doing something in the insurance industry. Did they do it? No, but it was conspiracy to commit, but they didn't actually do it. All right, well, why don't we give them both a $200 fine and get them out of here? That's what happens in these things. This is
Let me
fluff
ask
and
you
puff.
this. How long do you think they've known they're going to be doing this?
For a while.
Oh, this is time. This is on a calendar in somebody's office. Hey, on Thursday, that's when we need to do it.
But Tom, honestly, like you're a sharp guy. How long? Give me a timeline. Have they known they're going to be doing this for 2 years, for a year and a half, for 1 year, for 6 months? How long have they known they're going to be doing this?
I would say probably a year and a half, because 6 months after Biden's inauguration, they knew he was politically having trouble.
I'm guessing probably on the January 7th.
Yeah. January 7th.
That next day, they're like, yeah, we're going to.
I would say that, Pat, especially.
Okay, so
even before then, sorry, Pat, even before then, because you had to figure out that they were going to go there and protest. I'd say a couple of days before, because then you had to have FBI agents inside the Capitol, outside, pushing people to make it become this thing, to have it come down to this.
Okay, so let me ask you. So these people that have been working on this for as long as you say they
years,
have.
yes.
Who are they loyal to? Are they loyal to, hear me out, are they loyal to Biden? Are they loyal to Obama's? Are they loyal to the party? Who are they loyal to?
Or the country.
It's definitely not the country.
Definitely not the country.
Who are they
destroying
loyal
the
to?
country.
We look in big. This is the first time in the history of America that this has ever happened with any president. And there's been a lot of stuff that's happened in the past before. This is not something that we practice to look this pathetic in front of the world. So who are they loyal to? Who's their loyalty?
I mean, I would say besides the party.
You can say somebody else, but who do you think their
I was
loyalty is
going to say the
to?
devil, but that's I want to.
I'm actually asking a serious question. It's a serious question. Who do you think their loyalty is to?
I'm not saying this is the case, but I would hope that their loyalty, especially if they're prosecutors and judges and DOJ, that their loyalty would be to the law.
Okay, what do you think their loyalty is to, Tom?
I think they're loyal to the Democratic Party.
Okay, I agree.
It's 2 district attorneys that have been put out there, and I don't think these DAs know that they're being played. History is going to have their name in the books.
Do you think they're
not anybody bigger?
Do you think they're more loyal to the Constitution, to the law, or their political party?
The Consta what?
Exactly.
The party.
So,
which case are you talking about? Because they're all wildly different.
No, which case? Any case that they want to put this guy away.
If you're talking Alvin Bragg in New York, or if you're talking the Mar-a-Lago thing, yeah, I'm with you. But the Georgia thing, I think, is totally different. You have a governor, Brian Kemp. You have the lieutenant governor, what was his name? It's like Katzenberg or something like that. These are Republicans. These were people that voted for Trump. You also have Mike Pence, who was the bootlicking VP, who is the probably star witness in the January 6th thing. So I'm just saying that there's a nuanced conversation here. I don't think Brian Kemp is loyal to the Democratic Party.
Okay, so let's stay there. Brian Kemp was even asked, if Trump is the nominee, will you still vote for him? He said yes. So you're right. Yeah. He did say, if Trump's the nominee, I'm still going to be voting for him. Mike Pence is a different story. If Mike Pence is truly about the Constitution and America, you know what would happen if Mike Pence was really that? His followership and popularity would go to the roof, but it hasn't. It hasn't from anybody.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
so then the motive becomes, we want to get rid of this guy because he's going to come in and drain the swamp. And guess what? Let's eliminate him. Okay. This is even the Georgia thing. It isn't anything that Clintons and others haven't done in the past before. Okay. But
the only thing is it was on tape. That's the whole thing. No doubt. I mean, I'm sure the Clintons
Biden was on tape saying if the prosecutor doesn't do this, and it's the guy that his kid was getting money from the back, and he's still our president of the United States, and no one. So to compare Biden stuff to Trump, it's not even a comparison.
Well, even Nixon, the Watergate tapes. Yeah. I mean, that's how they get you.
Here's where I'm going with it. The point I'm trying to make is the following point. If they've known for a while, Tom, that they're going to be doing this, okay? If they've known for a while, Adam, I want you to think and play the devil's advocate here.
Sure.
So, what percentage do you think that the people who are on the inside that know these things are coming, and it's timed, because it's timed perfectly. I was telling it to Russell Brand yesterday when I was on the show. I said, the whole thing, how every time Biden got in trouble, the exact next day Trump gets indicted. 3-4 times. It's the same exact day. You have to be a dummy, naive, oblivious, or like you're happy they're doing that to say, no, there's no chance. This is accidental. No, bullshit. It's happened many times. Okay.
The timing is weird.
The timing is weird. So do you think the guys that know they're writing this up to destroy Trump, do you think by any chance they've spoken to DeSantis and Newsom about it?
Oh, wow. Good question.
I would say they've spoken to Newsom, but DeSantis knows.
You would say they've spoken to Newsom, but DeSantis knows.
What I'm saying is I think there's been like straight up conversations, but I think they would have probably worked to flow it to DeSantis.
Go deeper. Like, what kind of conversations you're saying?
Oh, I think it's very subtle conversation. I think it's this kind of a conversation.
Yeah.
Let me kind of unpack it for you.
We can role play. If you
So you got these guys that are doing it.
Yeah.
The people on the left know. So a person on the left that's a, maybe a leader or, exactly. I'll read this here in a minute with Natalie Ford. Those keeping score. 317 Hunter Biden admits laptop. 318 Trump indictment news. 6-8 FBI doc alleges Biden bribe. 6-9 indictment. 726 Hunter plea deal collapses. 727 indictment. 731 Devin Archer testified. 8-1. There's 4 times back and then new one. Go to the bottom one on what she's got. Okay, 8-9-1 Biden bank records release. 8-11 DOJ the special count. So we can go on and on and on and on. With these types of things that's happening. But here's where I'm going. So they know, hey, guys, we're about to drop the bomb, and we're going to destroy this guy. He will never have a career in politics. He'll be done, and he'll spend the rest of his life in jail.
I'm talking about Trump here.
Yeah, I'm talking
What
people
they're
on the
saying
left
about
are
Trump.
saying, we're about
Gotcha.
to do this to Trump.
Yeah.
Great.
Got it.
So a couple of the guys say, hey, you know what I want you to do? What? I'll give you a bone.
Okay.
Go whisper it to your guy, Ron, that don't worry about Trump. He's not going to be there at the end. It's his position. Go whisper this to him. You think so? Yeah, just go whisper it to him. Or indirectly. Well, listen, don't ever tell DeSantis this. I don't want him to know. It's a sign of what? Go tell him. Because,
Exactly.
in that dirty world, whatever you say, don't tell, they go tell. 'Cause
Yeah.
these are dirty people, right? Some of them that are in the dark sides of politics. So then a guy comes up and says, hey.
You mean all of them? It's
I'm not
dirt.
saying all of them. I'm not saying all of them. I actually do believe there are some good statesmen out there. It's very hard to be a good statesman. You have to realize in every space there's dirty people and there's statesmen. I'm convinced there's plenty of statesmen there too. But it's very hard to stay a true statesman over time. So then one guy comes, hey, listen, you talk to one of DeSantis' right-hand guys. So look, just between us, I want to whisper this to you, but please don't say anybody that I said this to you. Da-da-da-da-da. Here's what they're going to be doing to Trump. So it's going to be an open, run for him. He's pretty much going to be the candidate. He has to lose it to not be the nominee. Oh, really? Yes. Then they come back and they say, hey, here's the news. Guess what? Take our time. We're launching the campaign. We don't have to be as aggressive going out there. Wait. Then defend him and say the fact that DOJ is going after him. Then defend him that this is not the right way to do because you'll seem like a hero and you're going to gain the MAGA crowd. What are the chances that that kind of a conversation has had where the news has been given to him to say, this is your opening because he's not going to be there at the end?
What are the chances that a conversation?
Possible. I would say
I
possible,
think
Pat, because
all these types of shady conversations
course.
are happening, no doubt. What I will say, so I'll agree with you. What I will see, if those conversations did take place, follow the money, follow the numbers. It's not helping DeSantis' campaign.
no, but that's what they want. But,
His numbers are plummeting.
but don't you think that's
But
what
that's
they,
not on them though. That's on him.
Yeah, but that,
Correct.
That's not because you have to have the talent to get the eyeballs. And if you can't sell the dream of why you ought to be the candidate and you're just talking logical stuff and it's just policy, you can't get the people.
Then I'll go deeper. If there is that conversation happening, which I think maybe we'll
it's
see.
positive.
I think they're whispering it to everybody. Here, Pence, don't drop out of the race. This is what may happen.
But-
hey, Governor Christie, stay in this thing. Hey, Tim Scott, you could be the first black Republican president. Boom.
But
hey, Nikki Haley, I don't think they're just going to put all their chips on DeSantis
Pat,
if that conversations are happening.
but they're brilliant. But, and I'm going even further back.
Those guys are not a threat though.
No, not at
Pence is
all.
not a threat.
That's what I'm saying. So, Pat, why would the Democratic Party want to do all this to Trump and say, "Hey, Ron, you're gonna be that guy"? Because they know they could easily beat Ron because he hasn't done shit. Trump is the threat. Trump is the threat. And if you don't see the cheating, if we were all racing on Monday, Pat, and on Sunday, I know that you're my only challenge. It's me. I know that you're faster than me. You're a shoo-in. If I knew cops and like maybe a judge, and I'm like, hey, go arrest Pat. I'm gonna go set him up, and that's cheating. They're cheating. They're taking the legs out of the number one guy because they want Ron. Do they want? If it's Biden,
You're saying that Ron DeSantis, that Biden could easily beat Ron DeSantis?
I think easily he'll beat Ron DeSantis.
Fully disagree with you.
You don't
bro.
think Joe Biden's good?
I think if Ron DeSantis was the candidate, I think he would whip up on Joe Biden.
I don't think so at all. I think that's
He's
why they're
young,
getting
he's
Trump.
vibrant, he's
So-
not exactly the best marketer, but you're going against Joe Biden, who's not a marketer at all. I fully disagree. I think DeSantis would whoop up on Biden.
Then why are they getting rid of Trump? Because DeSantis is the next guy.
They're just getting rid of Trump because they want to get rid of Trump, regardless of who's next in line.
But as a plan, you would have to know that the number 2 guy's going to, you know what I mean? They're going to have to go against, that's a better fight for them, is DeSantis? Is that what you're saying? Like, that's a
Look, if you're looking at the general election matchups, which you just talked about 10 minutes ago, Biden and Trump are still at a dead heat.
I have
and Biden and DeSantis are within 2 points.
I want to believe what you're saying, Adam. I want to believe what you're saying, but I'm not convinced DeSantis is going to beat Vivek. I'm not convinced DeSantis is going to be able to take Vivek out. I think Vivek is. And by the way, we're going to learn a lot about the debate, the first debate that's coming up on stage. We don't know if Trump's going to be there or not.
When is it?
Most likely, it's coming up like in a week or something, the 23rd. We don't even know if Trump's going to be on stage or not. But if Vivek comes out and he puts on a show, and all of a sudden you see DeSantis drops off and Vivek goes up, you're going to be like, wait, what just happened here? That's pretty wild. That's number one.
Can I say one thing about Vivek? I'll say that guy is an absolute beast. He's an absolute stud.
But you're going to say what? His religion, Hindu, that we're not ready for that?
Running as a Republican, Christian, evangelical, you're telling me they're going to vote for a brown Hindu guy? We'll see about that.
Okay.
All right. If he was running as a Democrat, that guy would be the next Obama, no doubt. Vivek.
Good point. I mean, good point.
But by the way, let's see. Okay? Let's see. You have to still be able to sell the dream.
I think he's an absolute beast.
DeSantis doesn't know, hasn't shown yet how to sell the dream. He sounds like a guy that's talking to you that there's an element of I'm smarter than you and I'm better than you, and trust me, just, you know, and that doesn't relate to
a little Hillary Clinton-esque.
Yes, a little bit. It's just the one you trust. It's a one you trust more. It's a guy that I actually think he's got solid characters and values. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a good husband, good father, but he's also been wanting to be a president since the womb. He's been wanting to be a president for a long time. I put those two. I don't think Trump's been wanting to be a president since day one. I think RFK just wanted to be his father's son and spend time with his dad, and is heartbroken, devastated. 14 years of being addicted to drugs from 28 to 42. He's lived a hard life. The guy's lived a very weird life. Not saying he doesn't have the additional stuff, but where I'm going with this is the following. You know, if you truly are thinking DeSantis would do better than Biden, if you truly think DeSantis would do better against Biden, why are you eliminating Trump as a candidate? If Democrats are more strategic than the right, why not wait to go after Trump? If he's not even a candidate, he's gonna be gone. Why do you care about him so much? If you think, well, I think DeSantis is gonna beat Biden, no problem, all this stuff, well then, you know, no problem. If you really think that's it, then let Trump be the candidate, because you know you're gonna beat Trump. These are the Democrats, I respect them so. How united that group is, the level of unity that the Dems have over Republicans compete against each other. Democrats are like, nah, man, I can't stand you. I hate you. You're the worst human being in the world. But what are you, Democrat? We're on the same page, bro. We're going to be all right.
Yeah.
That's how united they are on their party.
I'll give you a little feedback on the Democratic Party. Whoever's leading in the polls, they'll try to dismantle. It's Trump, it's DeSantis, they'll go on and so forth. I think if you're a Democrat right now, you are about to run literally the worst polling president you've possibly ever run.
Ever.
Okay, so Biden, 75% of Democrats are like, bruh, don't do it. Bruh, don't do it. But he's doing it. And they're all going to coalesce and get in line, but nobody's excited about Biden. And well, I think it's going to be a shit show.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.